Good evening and welcome to Fleece TV. We're having a beige day today. Unlike the sky, which is grey, sadly. Bit of a change in the weather, but there we go. First of all tonight, let me say congratulations to John Moores, who completed his 26-mile marathon cycle ride today and thrashed his target of £260 by at least £75. But if you want to go to his Just Giving page, I'm sure that the Macmillan Trust will be more than willing to take your pennies from you, and I'm very, very worthy cause, so please do so. Tonight we've got two home correspondents. The first is Mr. Rob Anstey, who is going to take you for a tour of his garden. Over to you, Rob.
Hi Nigel and Tash and Fleece TVers. This is Rob reporting from Manor Gardens. Normally about this time of year we would have open gardens, but as we can't, sadly, we thought we might just bring you a little glimpse of the gardens to you in your sitting rooms. So we're standing here in front of the aviary. The birds aren't very lively, I'm afraid. Some rather nice orange, I think they're poppies growing in front of there. And then if we pan around here, we'll see we're in front of the croquet lawn. And along these walks you have the very dramatic, they're called phormium, they're sort of big spiky plants. So they provide a great deal of drama to the borders. And then we've also got these lovely tulips. The dark purple ones I believe are called Queen of the Night. And you have a sort of lighter purple tulips as well, and then we've got some lovely purple irises coming out over here on the border as well. And you can just pan across here to the croquet lawn, and my favourite tree of all is this one over here, which is shielding the dovecot. So an enormous copper beech tree which is looking magnificent at the moment. Right, we're going to now enter the walled garden, so follow me. Well, don't video my ball back, okay? I'll keep front on. We're going to enter the walled garden, flanked by these marvellous yew trees. And as we come around here, this is the exotic garden bed, so all sorts of incredible plants here. Keep up, keep up.
I'm trying not to be too shaky. I don't want to fall over.
You may recognise this incredible plant here. This is this one down here. This is called an aeonium. Now, if you remember that George Gershwin song about summertime, the fish are jumping. Here they are. Quite hungry at the moment because I think they're spawning. Now, across the brook here, we can see one of my lovely neighbours. It's Sandy Elliott doing a sneaky little bit of sunbathing in her back garden.
Yes, I'd love to be your neighbour.
There we go. What a lovely neighbour to have.
Thank you.
Looking very glamorous there behind whatever bush that is.
Well, it's Laurel.
Right, reporting for Blossom Watch, we have from the orchard here, lots of lovely blossom growing on the apple trees, as you can see. And we're just actually begun to enjoy last year's cider as well, so looking forward to another good crop this year. So we're going to make our way back across the wooden bridge here. We've got some special guest appearances by the ducks who want to be part of the film. They're not shy, just glory hunters basically. So we have Donald. Donald's the male duck with the green head, and he's surrounded by 4 females. Apparently this is a perfect ratio if you're a male duck, 1 male to 4 females. Remind me not to come back in the next life as a duck. And we have Daisy Duck, who's the real leader of the pack. She's this white duck here, and she's survived longer than any of them, and she's wonderful. And then we have Hope, who's kind of partially blind and tends to follow at the back, but she's very sweet. And they're rather hungry at the moment as well. I think like the fish, they're probably, well, they're brooding, I think. And then we have a couple of new visitors to the gardens who've just arrived in the last few days on this way. Here they are. Yes, we have a couple of Canada geese. The lockdown didn't need anything to them. They decided to lodge with us. Admittedly, it's quite a nice place to stay. And we're just finished with a glamour shot. This is Charlotte Anstey standing in front of this lovely walled gate with the wisteria in the background. There we go, reporting from Bretforton Manor Gardens. Back to you, Nigel and Tash.
Welcome back, and thanks very much to Rob for that spectacular tour of what is just the most sumptuous and beautiful garden at the Manor here in Bretforton. If you want to know more about the lady in the picture there who's peering, you can just visit Sandy Elliott at madsaballoon.com and you'll find her there. So let's have a look at grass watch. We've had some excellent progress here. We're seeing, cheers.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing the fern growing dramatically, coming up. That's just going to be beautiful, isn't it? But new grass for the gutting, all coming up really, really well, and really we need to cut that. I should perhaps leave it till the morning and we shall have it for Bricky. But inspired by Rob's video of his beautiful garden, we thought we'd show you some of the colour in ours. Look at this glorious yellow against the green there, and then these very soft whites and greys. Yeah, something we've been cultivating all summer here at the Fleece. But over here, look at this tremendous hollyhock. We're very blessed at the Fleece for having the most superb hollyhocks, and they're making a seriously good start this year. The only other thing to point out is this bit of wall here, which, as you can see, is a newer section of wall. This was knocked down by the Marsden's lorry 2 years ago. Just a little bit of Fleece history there for you. But moving on. Been asked the question, where's Mark? Our intrepid correspondent, Mark Prince, has not been in evidence on the show for a couple of weeks. Sadly for us, Mark is very much involved with work at the moment. He's in education and he's working really hard to make sure his students get what they need in terms of their grades. So we hope very much that Mark will join us again soon with another intrepid tale of the village as it goes round. We've last week we had limericks in our quiz. It's quiz night tonight at 8 o'clock. Last week we had limericks as our creative question. So I'm just going to read a couple of those out for you. So here goes. Grass in a meal is really good grub. You can get it from Brett local pub. Kim, that's only 2 lines out of 5, but well done on those 2 lines. They scanned very nicely. Here's more or less with there was an old pub called the Ark where your car is easy to park. How would you know that? You always walk here. You could eat some grass, which will give you some gas, and meet Annalise and Mark. That's true. It's coming on Friday, Saturday night. And then one last one. A sparrow named Gus was quite cheeky, drank beer in his fleece with his beaky. He emptied the gin, snorted beans from a tin, and in Nigel's pint took a long leaky. So there you go. That's the limerick section of tonight's show. Perhaps not to be repeated, but we'll see. So we've got a little vid now of our friend Sue Appleby in a cow moment. Oh no, we haven't. We did discuss that earlier, but we've decided to change that. Right, there's a photograph from the 1950s of the Fleece, which is quite lovely. There you go. If you've got any old photographs of the Fleece, or old film footage, or any little vids, or anything like that to do with the Fleece that you want to send in to us, that'd be great. We can do that in a kind of video archive way. or photo archive way as we go along. And then we've got a picture of a superb local supplier. Our sponsor for the evening, he's paid me the grand sum of nothing, but let's not worry about that. Our friend Mark.
But you're supposed to pay him.
What? Bretforton Tyre Services. You need a tyre? Don't let it get dire. He's the man for the job. There you go. Right, where are we now? We are moving on to the second of our home correspondents, Vicky. Vicky's done Blossom Watch, various things for us before, but tonight she's gone on a more educational route in an equine vein. So here's Vicky on the art of hoofing, or hoofing it, as it were. Vicky.
Horses' hooves continue to grow throughout their lives, just like our finger and toenails, and this means that they need frequent care to keep them at the right length so the hoof can function correctly. With us, we often resort to toenail clippers, although in this case considerably bigger than the human ones, in order to take the majority of the length off the hoof. We then use an oversized nail file to smooth the hoof off, get rid of any rough edges, and apply the final shape.
Oh, I think we lost a little bit of focus there, guys. Anyway, coming back to the asparagus. Reminded me of a song that my dad used to sing in the car on the way home. So I'm going to give you just a snippet of that mere mignon of Fleece vocality and singability to end tonight's fantastic show. Don't forget the quiz at 8 o'clock. So something like this. Little arrows in your clothing, little arrows in your hair. When you're in love, you'll find those little arrows everywhere. Little arrows that'll hit you once and hit you once again. Little arrows that hit everybody every now and then. Good night from Fleece TV.